Welcome to the Consulting Success Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Zipursky. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into the world of elite consultants, where you'll learn the strategies, tactics, and mindset to grow a highly profitable and successful consulting business.
Hey, it's Michael here, and welcome back to another bonus solocast episode today. Stop expecting results instantly. You know, in baseball, you can make it to the Hall of Fame when you fail 7 out of 10 times. Yet people want to see results every time they step up to that proverbial plate, right? Most of what you try won't work until you figure out or have a system that will. It's really important that you don't stop and give up too early. And I see this all the time with consultants. They'll try something that maybe they've read about, or they attended a webinar and someone else told them that it works great, or they've watched a video, they've found it somehow. It's the new trend, it's a new approach, it's new technology, and they give it a shot. And what they find in most cases is that it doesn't work for them right away. Now, why is that? Well, it's because most things take time, right? Don't judge and decide that something won't work for you too early. Because back to baseball. 7 out of 10 times, the batter strikes out. But 3 out of 10 times, they hit home runs, or they get to second base, third base, first, whatever it is, but they hit. And that is considered a great success. The most successful marketers I know fail often. The difference is they don't look at it like failure. Every quote unquote failure is a learning experience. That's actually what's contributed to the success that we've had as a business. And I would say, even in my own life, is that every time I try something and it doesn't work for me right away, I don't give up. I don't say, oh, this is not working, and abandon ship. I don't find the source of that technology or that coach or that mentor that I'm working with. I don't say to them, oh, it's your system that doesn't work, or what you're teaching me doesn't work. Because if it's worked for someone else, it can work. It's been proven. It means that something about what I've done with that hasn't yet worked for me. And so there's no reason to abandon ship, but rather to ask, okay, what isn't working here? And what do I need to change to make it work? And then you keep testing. I just heard about someone who was placing ads back in the day in magazines for one of their clinics. And every time that they would place an ad in a magazine when they first started doing this, they were getting about 40 calls. And that was just keeping the lights on for them. It wasn't doing much, but they kept split testing. They kept trying different things, a different headline, a different image, a different subheadline, a different offer, a different hook, a different angle. And as they continued working through this process, they went from 40 calls to 450 calls, right? Their revenue grew considerably. What if they tried one ad in one publication and they said, that doesn't work? What if they placed that same ad in a different publication and said, oh, it still doesn't work? What if that was all that they did? What if they didn't continue trying different approaches, different publications? They wouldn't have reached the level of success that they now enjoy. And this is very true in consulting. This is very true in marketing. I see clients in our coaching program all the time who will put out an article into LinkedIn, and nothing will happen with it. They'll get a few likes, a few comments, a few shares, but then they'll write another article and they'll post it again. And all of a sudden, they have a significant amount of engagement. They have hundreds of likes and shares, sometimes thousands and thousands of views, and their phone starts to ring. So what's important here, what I want to encourage you to think about and to bring into your mindset and how you operate, is not to give up too early, but instead to think about the true lifetime value of your clients. Because if you are going after a client, and let's just say that their average lifetime value is $20,000, which is quite low for an average lifetime value for a consulting business. Well, let's just say it's $20,000. Well, now as you're working to try and land that client, keep that in mind, because everything that you try that doesn't work, when you keep at it, and even if you're spending some money on getting there, just think about what is the value of one client to you. And if that client's worth $200,000 to you or $2 million, all the better. But the idea that what I see holding so many consultants back is that they look at what they're trying, it doesn't work for them right away, they give up, and they're missing such a big opportunity because most of the results of your marketing, most of the results of your outreach, most of the follow-up that you do will not generate the level of results and response that you want right away. But that's why you must keep at it. Get help if you need, get insights, figure out what you could be doing differently, because sometimes small changes can have a very significant impact on the results that you see. But the important thing is to keep at it. Don't just judge that you've sent out one LinkedIn connection request and a couple of messages and say, oh yeah, this doesn't work. Something's very wrong with what I'm doing, and call it quits. Yet that's what people do every single day. You have tremendous opportunity. I'm going to put it out there. I believe that you likely do. And if you truly believe that to be the case, then don't give up, because there's people out there that can benefit from your expertise. They're dealing with problems, with challenges, with stress, with overwhelm, right? With uneasiness. And here, if you can truly add value to their lives, to their businesses, if you can help them, then it's your duty, it's your responsibility not to give up, to keep going after them, to keep getting in front of them, to keep sharing your message, to keep adding value. And as you continue doing that, people will be ready. They might not be ready the first time that you reach out to them to engage you. They might not even be ready the second time or the third time, and it might be weeks or even months later. But as you continue doing that, and you do that with more and more people, the overall percentage of response, even if it doesn't necessarily increase, the numbers in your pipeline increase. Because when you bring someone in today, they're not ready. But let's just say you have a very low percentage of response. Well, now 1 month later, instead of just having 10 people in your pipeline, you now have 50 people in your pipeline. Well, even at a small percentage response, that 50 people is going to generate more response than just the 10 people, right? Let's just say if it's 10% of 10 people, you got one person contacting you. Well, 10% of 50 people, now you have 5 people contacting you. As the months go by, you might have 500 people that you've really targeted and engaged. And now 10% of that is 50 people. So you can see as you continue to build your pipeline, as you don't give up, you keep working at it, you keep improving, optimizing, your overall lead flow will also increase. Your business will get better. You'll have more opportunities to add value, to serve, and to truly succeed.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Consulting Success Podcast. For more episodes and to subscribe, rate, and leave a review, head on over to iTunes. And if you'd like to develop consistent lead flow and a highly profitable consulting business, learn more about our coaching programs at consultingsuccess.com.